Honey mushroom, the giant beneath. In the remote forests of the western United States, there lives an organism so large you could walk on it for miles without realizing it's lurking beneath your feet. Scientists have named it the largest organism on the planet, and it's estimated to be one of the oldest too. The organism in question is a fungus known colloquially as the honey mushroom, or scientifically as Armillaria. While this fungus occurs in forests across the planet, an individual from eastern Oregon was dubbed the humongous fungus for its record-breaking size. Now, as you might imagine, we're not talking about mushrooms like those you buy in the store. The actual mushrooms, or toadstools, produced by honey mushrooms only grow to be about the length of a human hand. Also, in case you're wondering, honey mushrooms are indeed edible and delicious. However, what has baffled scientists isn't the mushrooms, but the estimated size of the underground network produced by the humongous fungus. This web-like network, known as mycelium, is the actual body of the fungus that produces the mushrooms we see above ground. Due to the lack of better comparisons, the mycelium can be easily understood as the roots of a mushroom. So, how big is this thing? And how did scientists even make this discovery, considering that mycelium is hidden beneath the ground? The story begins in the early 1990s, when a team of researchers set out to investigate the cause of widespread tree death in large portions of the Malheur National Forest in Oregon. While they initially suspected a root disease caused by the honey fungus might be responsible, they did not anticipate what their study would reveal. They collected samples of honey mushroom fruiting bodies from across vast swaths of the national forest in order to conduct genetic analysis on them. They wanted to understand the genetic diversity of this fungus, to better understand its ecology and spread. After conducting an analysis of their samples, they realized that they weren't dealing with a population of honey mushrooms, but a single, massive individual. Their analysis revealed that a single fungus had spread across an astonishing 2,200 acres, approximately 9 square kilometers, and weighed an estimated 6,600 tons, making it the largest and heaviest known organism on Earth. It's believed that this individual could be over 2,000 years old. One of the reasons a colony of honey mushrooms can grow so big is their unique ecology. Unlike some fungi that form mutually beneficial relationships with trees, the honey mushroom is a well-known forest pathogen. It infects trees, kills them, and then slowly consumes their biomass while moving on to its next victim. To do this efficiently, honey mushrooms produce a unique type of mycelium, unlike that produced by any other fungus. Instead of being thin and barely visible to the naked eye, honey mushrooms can make a type of mycelium that is thick, dark, and about as wide as a shoelace. These so-called rhizomorphs are the interstate highway equivalent of the mycelial network, which allows the fungus to communicate and move nutrients across these enormous distances. Rhizomorphs produced by honey mushrooms will even use man-made bridges to help them cross streams and rivers. Although honey mushrooms are well-known pathogens, some scientists suggest they aren't all bad. To begin with, honey mushrooms have been shown to primarily target weak trees that may already be suffering due to inadequate growth conditions or pests. This naturally thins out the stand and could, in the long run, improve forest health and reduce the incidence of other pests like bark beetles. Second, it has been advocated that honey mushrooms promote more biodiverse forests. By eliminating trees, and sometimes even large swathes of them, honey mushrooms create unique habitats where other flora and fauna can thrive. One final thing that makes honey mushrooms all that much more fascinating is that they actually glow in the dark. If you're out in the woods under the darkness of a new moon, you can see these mushrooms emitting a faint green bioluminescence. The exact purpose of this isn't known, but it's believed it could help protect it against insect pests, or maybe even aid in dispersing its spores. In conclusion, there is no doubt that honey mushrooms are absolutely fascinating. They're the largest known organism on the planet and a true testament to the hidden wonders of our world. Despite their size, scientists barely understand the inner workings of mega-organisms like honey mushrooms. We don't know how common they are, or if, perhaps, there might even be larger individuals out there. All bets are off on what future research could reveal.